our last section today concerning about the management of immature permanent teeth. First of all, what about the immature definition of permanent teeth? Undeveloped permanent teeth, tooth erupt with incomplete root development. All of us know that we have a chronological date. Tooth erupt plus 3 years lead to complete permanent development. So if the exposure or the caries affecting the tooth in between, you should go through untraditional or non-traditional treatment pulp therapy. So this is the definition as we've seen here in the x-ray. This is the immature permanent teeth, underdeveloped permanent teeth. Permanent teeth erupt, but with incomplete root development, it needs 3 years to develop or complete the root by the pulp. What about the challenge? It's wide apex and thin dentinal tube subjected to fracture when we make a mechanical debridement or mechanical preparation. Thin dentinal tube subjected to fracture. Therefore, that shifting to the chemical mean mainly, not the mechanical mean. Due to that, as we've seen here in the X-ray, thin dentinal. This is about the technical challenge when you start to work with the young permanent teeth. Wide apex, very wide apex, and thin dentinal, cannot withstand the mechanical debridement. First of all, epexogenesis or epexogenesis, treating the vital tooth. So that make the pulpotomy in the young permanent, removing the corona, leaving the radicular pulp to convert the root. So, by a biological approach, as we see here in the photo, removal, make an axis till the entrance of the orifices, irrigation with the saline, then start to put our materials. We have MTA, biodentine, whatever we have. So that by default, the radicular pulp we left it, complete the root because the radicular pulp is vital. So this is the epexogenesis. So that we can summarize, transient treatment, it should be removed and make RCT. In a vital case, removal of pulp tissue till cemento enamel junction, then immature open apex. So that in 2 visits, first visit open, irrigation, put the MTA, irrigation with the saline, put the MTA or the biodentine, then close, follow up every 3, 6, 9, 12 months, then the root will be completed. This is what's called, guys, epexogenesis or epexogenesis, the vital young permanent tooth. Some textbooks tell us it's called calcium hydroxide pulpotomy because you can make use MTA or calcium hydroxide biodentine, and these techniques, traditionally speaking, this is pulpotomy, but it's calcium hydroxide pulpotomy in young permanent teeth. So, if the tooth is non-vital, the radicular pulp is necrotic. We cannot leave it. It will make subsequent periapical pathosis and abscess. So that in that case, we'll remove the pulp till the radiographic apex, not to the cemento enamel junction, so that the epithelial roots of hertwick surrounding will complete the pulp. What's make apical barrier? What's make called apical barrier, not traditional root development or completion. This is what's called apical barrier. Placing calcium hydroxide powder and liquid, not paste, all over the canal, and then leave it for 18 months. Follow up. Apical barrier, remove it and make the traditional RCT. The same transient at the epexogenesis. Here it is non-vital, removing to the radiographic apex, which is so shorter than the anatomical apex by 2 millimeters, with the apex locator work in it. Removal of the pulp till the radiographic apex to allow 3 regions of vertic surrounding to complete the root. Immature young permanent teeth, which is non-vital. Also transient treatment. Upon research and investigation, found that there is a problem for the epexification. Long follow-up time, the patient missed in the follow-up. Putting the calcium hydroxide in contact with the dentinal walls make it low fracture resistance, make it reliable to fracture. So that introducing what's called regeneration or revascularization. It's technique to allow re-establishment the vitality of the tooth. Non-vital tooth become vital, restoring the vitality of the tooth. Age of the patient, most probably from 18 to 14, expected to that subjective suggestion for the anteriors. Most cases, previous trauma, necrotization, not treated, make swelling and necrosis. What about the techniques? Very important, so that substitute epexification. Now, to go through regeneration and revascularization, not for the epexification, First axis, irrigation of sodium hypochlorite, intracanal medication in between, we use triple antibiotic paste, fibromycin, ciprofloxacin, flagyl, mixing with the saline, and then put it in the can and close it for 3 or for 2 to 3, maximum 4 weeks. This is the first visit, leaving the intracanal medication without any mechanical debridement or preparation. Second visit to evaluate the condition. After you put here, as we've seen here, we have 3 poplite's. After the necrosis is removed and become negative and the condition is become good, go through for the shifting to the second visit. Either it need more time, it's approved but not fully approved, need more time, give the case more than 4 weeks. Either failure, not make anything, shifting the approach, either make RCT, shifting the intracanal medication, changing the intracanal medication, either the calcium hydroxide or whatever, any other medication to leave it in between the visit. Preapical tissue, get a large file, pricking the preapical, introducing the stem cells from the preapical inside the canal, and then capping with MTA or biodentine or any material higher sealing ability. High material has a sealing ability. You cannot close with calcium hydroxide, either MTA or biodentine. And final illustration, throughout the whole life, no needed to re-entry again. This is the regeneration. We've seen here lower second permanent premolar. You make the regenerations, pricking, and put the MTA and follow up throughout the life. These are the closure, improve the crown root ratio and the closure of the pulp. No need for unlike the epixification or epixogenesis, no needed for RCT. What about the advantage over epixification? Increase crown root ratio, reinforcement of the root structure, decrease the size of the pulp space, make it narrower, decreasing the risk of infection. So till now, we have 3 approaches for the young permanent teeth. Either it's vital epixogenesis or non-vital epixification or regeneration. Thank you.